In this video, we are going to explore Go channels. These channels provide a powerful mechanism for enabling communication between goroutines. So, what exactly are channels? Channels are typed conduits. Think of them as pipes that connect concurrent goroutines, allowing them to communicate and synchronize data safely. This communication happens without the need for explicit locks or shared memory, which can often lead to complex and error-prone code. Now let's explore how to create channels in Go. Here is the basic syntax for creating channels. To create an unbuffered channel, you would use the make function followed by the keyword chan and the type of data the channel will carry, such as int. For example, ch::make open parenthesis chan, int close parenthesis. To create a buffered channel, you specify the capacity of the channel as the second argument to the make function. For example, ch::make open parenthesis chan string, 5 close parenthesis. You can also declare a channel variable without initializing it using the var keyword. For example, var ch::chan int. Go provides 3 channel types. Chan-t, which is a bidirectional channel, meaning it can both send and receive data. Chan-t, which is a send-only channel, and ~chan-t, which is a receive-only channel. Now let's delve into how to send data through channels in Go. To send data to a channel, you use the send operator, which is the less than sign followed by a dash, and place it between the channel and the value you want to send. For example, ch:_hello. You can also send the value of a variable through a channel. In this case, you first declare the variable and assign a value to it, then send the variable's value through the channel. For example, message:=world, then ~message. Here are a few key points to consider when sending data through channels. Send operations are blocking until a receiver is ready to receive the data. Channels ensure type safety, so you can only send data of the type that the channel was created for. Channels are synchronous by default, meaning that both the sender and receiver must be ready for the communication to occur. Buffered channels behave differently from unbuffered channels. Now let's explore how to receive data from channels in Go. To receive data from a channel, you use the receive operator, which consists of the less than sign preceded by a dash, followed by the channel. The received value can then be assigned to a variable. For example, value : =h. You can also check if a channel has been closed while receiving data. When a channel is closed, it will return the 0 value of the channel's type, along with a Boolean value indicating whether the channel is open or closed. For example, value, OK: =h. To iterate over a channel and receive values until the channel is closed, you can use the range keyword in a for loop. For example, for message:=range v. Here are a few important patterns to keep in mind when receiving data from channels. Receive operations are blocking until data is available on the channel. If a channel is closed, receive operations will return the 0 value of the channel's type. When using the range keyword to iterate over a channel, the loop will exit automatically when the channel is closed. You can use the OK variable to check the status of the channel and determine if it is still open. Now let's explore channel directions in Go. You can specify the direction of a channel when passing it as a function parameter. This allows you to restrict a function to only send data to a channel or only receive data from a channel. To declare a send-only channel parameter, you use the chan syntax before the channel type. For example, function send open parenthesis chan string close parenthesis. To declare a receive-only channel parameter, you use the chan syntax before the channel type. For example, function receive open parenthesis chan string close parenthesis. Go provides 3 channel types. Chan-t, which is a bidirectional channel, meaning it can both send and receive data. Chan-t, which is a send-only channel, and chan-t, which is a receive-only channel. Now let's explore channel-based communication in Go, using the producer-consumer pattern. In this pattern, one or more goroutines produce data and send it to a channel, while one or more goroutines consume data by receiving it from the channel. Here's an example of how you can implement the producer-consumer pattern using channels. The Go keyword followed by a function literal creates a new Go routine that sends integer values 0 through 4 to the channel. The close function is called to signal that no more values will be sent to the channel. A for range loop is used to receive values from the channel and print them to the console. Here are some of the benefits of using channels for communication between Go routines. Channels provide built-in synchronization, ensuring that data is safely transferred between Go routines. Channels are type-safe, so you can only send data of the type that the channel was created for. Channels eliminate the need for shared memory, which can lead to race conditions and other concurrency issues. Channels provide a clear and concise way to define the flow of data between Go routines. Channels can be combined and composed to create more complex communication patterns. In this video, we have covered the following topics: channel creation and types, sending data operations, receiving data patterns, directional channels and communication patterns. Here are the key concepts related to channels in Go. Make open parenthesis chan t close parenthesis is used to create a new channel of type T. Ch less than dash value is used to send a value to the channel. Value colon equals less than dash ch is used to receive a value from the channel. Close open parenthesis ch close parenthesis is used to close the channel. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit CodeLucky.com for more such useful content.